Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. We're talking clones today. Look, there's so many different types. Cloning sheep, for example. Clone Wars from Star Wars. Clone Troopers. Even clones of me with Arnold Schwarzenegger. What? It's true, this is scientifically accurate.
We're twins.
That's right.
But that's not what you guys came for here today. No, you came for clone fragrances, and I have some right behind. I didn't have them set up yet. Dang it. Hey friends, Ash here, welcome back to Gents. Today, we are indeed talking 10 different clone fragrances that you need to know about because in a lot of circumstances, they might be better than the original. Are you okay, green screen? So we got a bunch of different fragrances here today, and I'm even gonna give some of them away just because I like the way you look. Not you. You. All of these will be linked in the description below. Feel free to check them out down there, guys. Let's kick it off with this one right here from Rayhaan, and this one is called Crimson. And it also does like a cool, that thing. Ooh. There we go, there it is. So first, the good thing with Rayhaan Crimson, it smells really good. Now, the bad thing, everybody and their mama is gonna tell you it smells really good, which is gonna make you go, and also it does sick tricks. But it just spins. So it's got the same design as far as the packaging goes as Rayhaan Elixir, only obviously this one is red. And Rayhaan has been a bit of a mixed bag for me. Some of their fragrances I'm not a massive fan of. Others are actually really well done. So they have one called Corium, which is a clone of Stronger With You leather. And that one's actually really good. And especially with Stronger With You leather becoming harder and harder to find, that one is worth checking out. This one is a clone of Centaurus from Creed. Now it's supposed to be a pumped up version. You like how I did that? Now it's supposed to be a pumped up version of Centaurus, so a little more oomph to it, a little more staying power, lasting power, projection power, overall power. Hashtag power. Hashtag power line, a goofy movie. Stand up above the ground, even if I gotta shout loud. You guys know, right? No? Ooh, I thought you knew. So yeah, it's supposed to be strong. And it is. It's also sweet, plastic quality, very, very, very good. And it is a killer alternative to Centaurus. This fragrance though, smells fantastic, great quality, even right off the rip as soon as you spray it on. No funky, weird alcohol smell or anything like that. And it would appear that Centaurus may be one of those fragrances that you start to see just a whole lot of different alternatives, impressions, clones, all that stuff, whatever version of that makes you happy. You're gonna see probably more of those coming. At least that seems to be what's happening now because there's more stuff that smells similar to Centaurus that's been hitting here lately. And this one of the best, really, really good. Ding. Now as it stands here today, that's gonna be one of the more expensive fragrances that I'm talking to you about. It's about 40 bucks. You can find it at Beauty House, but I do have something that can lower that price. I feel like the merchant in Resident Evil 4. What are you buying?
What are you buying?
Except he didn't really give you good coupon codes, right? So if he did, then it's more like that.
Is that all, stranger?
Yeah. But yeah, it's linked at the Beauty House down below, but if you shop at the Beauty House for this or anything else, they do have other fragrances there, believe it or not, you can use this code to save yourself a little money. As well, I also have codes, for JOMASHOP that only work within the app. I have one singular Max Aroma code. Also got the perfume box. I got a bunch of codes. Triple Traders, Best Brands Perfume. So use any of those codes if you shop at any of those websites, save yourself some money. Or don't use them and pay full price.
Got a selection of good things on sale, stranger.
Full discounted price because most of them are discounters. All right, next fragrance, and I'll tell you what, the presentation here. What is it? What is it? It's terrible. Ah, dang. That's not what I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, it's rough. It's bad. It's bad, guys.
Wow, this is terrible.
I'm looking at it right now. Ooh, I don't want to look at it. Oh, God. It's from Rasasi, and it's called Strike for men. Now, Rasasi has a number of fragrances that they've come out with. Pretty much all of these hit JOMASHOP. This one's like 17 bucks. And they all seem to be centered around football/soccer, depending on where at in this beautiful blue orb you find yourself. But yeah, for us Americans, soccer. They have a lot of fragrances that for some reason like have that theme, aesthetic, name. So this one is, like I said, called Strike for men. And I think it's really that sticker. Like the bottle shape, you know, it's kind of whatever. It almost looks like the body of a violin or something. I don't know exactly. And then it's got this ball as your cap, right? And the atomizer actually is really good. So it's interesting. Atomizer, great. Sticker, oof. So as you can see here, it's peeling in all four corners. And actually, when I got it, brand new, unboxed it, popped that bad boy out, all four corners were already peeling. So I'm like, cool. If that does not scream quality, I don't know what does. So you may be saying, well, okay, that's great, but ultimately, you know, 16 bucks, 17 bucks doesn't really matter too much, right? It's ultimately what's on the inside that counts. They teach us that in elementary school. And that's true. It's cheap, and you know, if the sticker is flip-flopping off there, then not the end of the world. How's it smell? Well, this is Baccarat Rouge 540. That's right, Strike for Men is Baccarat Rouge 540. Because nothing says striking a soccer ball/football like BR 540. I guess. Now it does have a very slightly masculine tinge to it, maybe, you know, a little bit more of that woodsiness, but it still is woodsiness done in a BR 540 style. But there is one thing you need to know about this, and it's very important. This scent you will spray on, and you will think to yourself, it's gone. It ain't here. It has ceased to be with us. It is now a poultrygeist. Yes, poultrygeist. It's gone, it ain't here, it's never coming back. It's weak, it's sad, it's pathetic. It is sad. Did I say sad twice? I think I did. But that's what you'll think. And then you'll go on about your day and everybody else will be able to smell it. This is one that I sprayed on and I felt like it was gone within 5 minutes. Like truly pathetic. And yet it was lingering, and through the day I would keep catching whiffs of it and I would forget it was there, and then it would smack me in the nose like an uninvited whiff out of nowhere. So it does linger for quite a while, and it is a very slightly more masculine take on BR 540, but clearly it is BR 540. And just like BR 540, you will think it is gone, but it will be there. So if you're the type of person that goes nose blind to that one, yeah. ×2. You will go doubly nose blind. And it don't hurt that it's so cheap. I mean, that helps. Okay, let's go fragrance world next. This is Lumiere Garçon. Technically, this is French Avenue, but French Avenue is just fragrance world. So this is the one Luminous Night from Dolce & Gabbana, one of their exclusive Middle Eastern fragrances, the one that is easily in the most demand and also is pretty tough to find. If you want the one Luminous Night, I mean, you can find it, but you have to either take out a second mortgage on your home or sell one of your kidneys on the black market. Those are great options. Which one should we take? Crippling debt, lose an organ. Dang. Go with the organ, I guess. It's gonna suck.
That's my boy.
Or you could get this. I mean, there is that alternative, I guess. Presentation is unique, nothing if not unique. You get a fuzzy, kind of hollow plastic cap, and the tactile feel of the cap gives me shivers up my spine in a not pleasant way. I don't know, it's just weird feeling. I don't like it. But we will overlook that for now, because what we're after is what's in here. Liquid gold, or a liquid Lumiere Garçon. La la la. It turned me French. So the fragrance itself, very similar to the one Luminous Night, but with a little added boost of incense. So while it's not a direct one-to-one of the one Luminous Night, it's your best bet right now on the market. And that little incense pop, that extra incense that it has, can actually make it cut through the cold a little bit better, and it still maintains that really sexy, cozy sweetness that Luminous Night has. Absolutely fantastic, great release. I hate the cap. So from this presentation to a very different one. This is from Montagne. It's Monkey Special. Monkey. So Monkey Special, kind of, yeah, they just kind of tell you right there what it is. It is Zerzhov's Monkey Special. Yep, they did not want to hide it from us. They just want to lay it all out there. Thank you. Got a few notes on the front here: rum, passion fruit, leather, and it's a really, really well done alternative to the Zerzhov, which Monkey Special is one of the more hyped releases, a powerhouse of a fragrance, really well done. And look, if you got the money for Monkey Special or any of the others, scoop them up, man. You be happy, dude. Scoop them. Monkey Special is strong, only need a couple sprays. It'll cut through the cold, it'll get you noticed. And also this will do that as well, so there's that. So it's got a good amount of sweetness to it, very boozy with that sweetness, which you would expect because one of the 3 notes they highlight is rum, and it's actually the first note on there. So Captain Jack Sparrow definitely approves.
Why is the rum gone?
One thing to keep in mind with Montagne fragrances as well, there have been a number of them that I've bought over the past year and a half, 2 years, and a lot of the time with their scents, they like to mature. So if you get them in and you give it a couple of these, a couple of sprays, and you think to yourself, I don't know, it doesn't feel very like fleshed out or anything like that, let that bad boy just marinate for a little bit. Just let it marinate, let its juices marinate. Does that sound weird enough? I think so. Just let it marinate, let it mature, or, you know, if you want to, you could just say you're macerating your fragrances. A lot of people love to throw that one around, maceration. If that makes you happy, knock yourself out. Go ahead and say that. But yeah, let it sit for a little while, you know, a couple weeks even, and go back to it. And a lot of times, night and day. That one right there, that would be my go-to Tony Iommi Monkey Special alternative right now. Now something a little bit different. This is one that has gotten a lot of talk over the past, I don't know, year or so. It's this Nitro Red from Dumont, Duke Dumont. That it's not actually related to Duke Dumont at all. It's Dumont pears, it's a totally different thing. So Nitro Red, this one smells similar to Invictus / Invictus Aqua with a slight Baccarat Rouge 540 sprinkle. Definitely more toward the Invictus side of things, even though it's called Nitro Red, the bottle is red, and all that red in there might make you think of a red fragrance like Baccarat Rouge 540, but ignore the red. It's, like I said, just more of a sprinkle, just gives it a little something something, changes up that Invictus DNA a little bit. So it's really cheap at discounters, extremely versatile, very easy to wear, big compliment puller, which is really the reason it's been talked about as much as it has. People gravitate towards it. It's one of those situations where you get compliments wearing something, it boosts your confidence, you wear the fragrance more, you wear the fragrance more, you wear the fragrance out, the fragrance gets empty, you buy another fragrance, repeat. And when I say you buy another fragrance, I mean you buy another bottle of that fragrance. So that's kind of what's happened with this one right here. And Invictus Aqua, if we're talking about the original Invictus Aqua, that is very, very pricey nowadays. You can sometimes find the new Invictus Aqua, which smells very similar to the old Invictus Aqua, but it's still not really easy to find that one at discounters, especially not for a lower price. So something like this is gonna get you very similar for a lot less, with that little twist, which makes it a touch more interesting. Let's move on next to Fierte from French Avenue. Very hefty presentation here, especially the top, the cap. It's got this wolf, which reminds me of like the Romulus and Remus statue, little ancient Rome going on, right? I mean, it's not exactly the same, it just reminds me of it. I don't know. So this little guy right here is Baby Cat, which has kind of an interesting name, because if you go up to just an average person out there who maybe doesn't really follow along with a lot of things YSL centric, Yves Saint Laurentish, and they say, hey, that smells great, what are you wearing? And you say Baby Cat, they're probably gonna give you a weird look, because that does not sound like the name of a fragrance or what a fragrance should be named. But this one right here, absolutely fantastic in terms of the quality. Some places you can find this about 40 bucks, a little bit less even. In terms of notes, you have vanilla, you have benzoin, tonka, spices, tobacco, and incense. Great staying power with this one. And this is another fragrance in terms of Baby Cat that has multiple alternatives out there, but this is one of the absolute best if you're just looking for like the best quality one. Let's go Lattafa next with Jasoor. Jasoor. Another interesting presentation. It's always great to get a lot of different clone fragrances together and just look at the presentations. I love it. This one's pretty cheap. Very affordable and great quality as well. So this is a designer clone and it smells quite similar to Coral Fantasy. And you can find this one a lot of times like low 20s, just real cheap. The apple smells great when you first spray it on. It's got like a little crispness to it, but it's also sweet and fresh. Got a little lavender in there, like clean, aromatic, masculine, a little classy as well, kind of underneath that apple. And as it dries down, you get a little cardamom, tobacco coming out as well. Also some tonka and leather. Really could wear it just about year round. Daytime, nighttime, doesn't really matter. And that is one of my favorite Lattafas that's come out here semi-recently. I know it's not like a hyped niche fragrance alternative or anything like that, but I think in terms of quality, wearability, you know, compliment factor, and bang for your buck, this stuff is just one of the best. So, Jasoor. It's a little different next. Club de Nuit Lionheart Woman, which I will be giving away a bottle of because I scooped another bottle of Club de Nuit Woman. Because I also got one for men that I'm giving away in another video, but I scooped up another one for women. If you don't want it, you can gift it to somebody else. You know, say, hey, I was thinking about you. This right here, I know it'll be perfect for you, so I bought it for you. You don't have to tell them you want it. But I'm also gonna pair that up with this liquid Brune. That way, you know, if you wanna give this away, you keep that for yourself maybe. So I'll do that giveaway here in a little bit, but for now, let's talk this. So Club de Nuit Lionheart for the ladies. This one is an alternative to Burberry Goddess. Would I wear this? No, but it does smell really good. So it's really zingy off the top, very fresh. It's got a good amount of ginger in there, but also sweet. So there's a good dose of vanilla, like this very sparkly vanilla, extremely appealing. Be really good like evening fragrance, night out fragrance. It's got great versatility in my opinion. You could use it pretty much year round. And while maybe I wouldn't wear it, the ladies in your life may wear it. Or if you enjoy a fine Burberry Goddess, you may enjoy this as well. Let's go Star Min Nebula up next. So this one was the very first Fragrance World fragrance that I ever picked up. And I remember at the time, it was on Fragrance Buy, and I was shopping around, just buying random stuff, and I had heard it was a good alternative to Pure Malt, which is discontinued and a fragrance that I like a lot. And I remember at the time thinking, it's probably gonna be not so great. I mean, I get the Star Min, right? Like Angel Min, Star Min, I get that. But then the presentation looks like kind of a Nautica Voyage type bottle. And I remember it was really, really cheap. I think it was like 20 bucks, maybe slightly under, something like that. And then I got it in, and again, I was not expecting a whole heck of a lot, but gave it a smell and thought, whoa, for that price? Solid. Because Pure Malt nowadays, it's pricey. It's pricey. And Mugler came back with the new, Angel Min fragrance here recently, so hopefully kind of revive that line, give us some really good stuff as time goes on. But the really heavy hitters from the line, Pure Malt, Pure Havane, Ultra Zest, they are crazy expensive. And for a lot of people, especially if you don't really know how it smells, you know, you didn't wear that fragrance when it was new, so you're just kind of flying blindly, they're not worth paying that much money for, you know, blind buying. So something like this comes in really handy for that type of person, and also people that loved it but don't want to splash out the money for it. So in terms of notes here, of course, there is malt, hence the name of the original Pure Malt, like malt whiskey. There's also vanilla, amber, patchouli, and a good fruity opening as well. Kind of like this deep, almost like dried fruits. Surprisingly very good release, and the intro for me to all the fragrance world. Let's do the giveaway. So there they are once again, Club de Nuit Lionheart Woman Liquid Brewed. And in case you're unaware what this is, it's Altair alternative. If you want to be entered in the giveaway, all you have to do, like the channel. Like the video, be subscribed to the channel. And then leave a comment below. Just tell me what your go-to clone fragrances. It can be anything. If you don't even own a clone fragrance, just say, hey man, I don't even own one. Give me a couple weeks to pick a winner with random comment picker. I'll post it up with a bunch of different winners at the same time on the community tab of the YouTube channel. So if you're subscribed, you should see that when I make that post. And if you're the winner, just hit me up. I'll ship that out to you. Last fragrance, Armaf, Odyssey, Aqua. You can find this mid-20s to upper 20s most of the time, so pretty cheap. And it is Invictus Platinum. And since Invictus Platinum is very similar to Bad Boy Cobalt, you could also use it as an alternative to that one too. It's got really good staying power for a fresher type of fragrance. And in terms of notes, you have citrus in here along with mint, lavender, ambroxan, and patchouli. So just like Invictus Platinum and Bad Boy Cobalt, very fresh, but decently sweet, kind of zingy, and a little aromatic and green as well, which you can kind of tell by taking a look at that color scheme right there. Yes, aqua, but there's a green tinge. Really, really good for spring, summer, and fall, more of a daytime fragrance. And another one that just has great versatility and good longevity, staying power, compliment factor, all that stuff. And this is one of those ones that really tries to be about as close to the original as it can get. So some of these have more of a twist than others, like Lumiere Garçon with that added incense and everything. But this one is one that tries to just kind of get exactly like the fragrance it's emulating. So Odyssey Aqua, right there. All right, guys. There we go, 10 different fragrances. All of these extremely well done. Some of them maybe look a little higher end than others, but they do what they set out to do at different price points. Again, don't forget about that giveaway if you're interested in those 2 fragrances. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there, take care of yourselves. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.